desperately wicked above all things, who can know it? Verse 10. I, the Lord Yahweh, search the heart. I try the reins, even to give every man according to his ways and according to the fruit of his doings. To the fruit of his doings. So whatever he did, whatever he planted, you know that fruit? Going back to verse 8, neither shall cease from you the fruit, the elect of man. That fruit can be, you know, the Lord's protection, the Lord's right hand protecting you. The Lord sending you, you know, whatever you need, you know. A bird might need spiritual power, the Lord's going to give him that fruit. That spiritual power is that fruit. So basically, in a sense, man, it's like we are approaching a drought, like back in the story of Egypt, of Joseph, when he was he planned ahead. Okay, that's like the elect right now. We are spiritually planting ahead. Okay, we are gathering, we are planting now. The Lord's gonna bless our crops, and He's gonna give us fruit in those times to come, basically. In a spiritual way, you know. In a spiritual sense, man. You know? In a spiritual sense, we are planting. The Lord's going to water it on us. And we're going to receive that fruit. That fruit can be that protection the Lord gives you. Well, you know, these troops might be shooting and they might not see you. That's a fruit itself. That's an example. Another example could be the Lord leading you, guiding you. You might be hungry. The bird might be hungry. The Lord leading him, guiding him to some food. Or the bird might need some shoes. The Lord guiding him to that. Or a shelter itself. The Lord guided him in that. That's fruit there. Escaping the Esau when he comes in and starts, because Esau is going to be searching brothers. Brothers escaping that's fruit right there. In the year of drought we are approaching. It's going to be a drought, man. And we are sowing it and planning right now, laboring spiritually right here. So we can have food in that year of drought. We are spiritually planting, basically. That's why the Lord also calls us the apple of His eye also. Because, you know, we are spiritually planting the seed here. The Lord's going to water it. He likes seeing that apple. So it's spiritually like farming. We are basically spiritually farming for this year of drought, which is going to come, which is a metaphor for Jacob's trouble, man. Jeremiah chapter 30:7. Alas, for the day of that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but ye shall be saved out of it. Jeremiah 17:10. I, the Lord Yahweh, search the heart. I try the reins to give every man according to his ways and according to the fruit of his doings. 21.
Like my son, man. I'm 45. I swear my age, okay? I like you, because I'm looking like a Mexican people. Be careful, man. I'm thinking, man. It's my age. Somebody steal my phone, everything, man. I'm born in 1976, like I'm from New York. Somebody out here, somebody steal all fucking phone, everything, man. I'm lucky for here. Be careful, bro. What year you born?
1999.
Okay.
October 16th.
Yeah, that time I was like America. That's when you born here. 1997? Before I come. I'm citizen. Bro, cool, man. Take care.
Yeah. Oh Yahweh, the hope of Israel, all that forsake thee shall be ashamed. And that's how birds are seeing things right now. That's how birds are looking at things, because like Jeremiah here, because the Lord caused the past to account, nothing new under the sun. The Lord's are the Lord, man, is looking at Jake's now, like, they're gonna be ashamed, basically. I'm going to read that again. Jeremiah 17 and verse 13. Oh Yahweh, the hope of Israel, all that forsake thee shall be ashamed. We are telling the Most High that, like, saying that, when we saying that to ourselves, like, all that, look, passing up the Most High, they're going to be ashamed, man. And we're seeing it now, like this man here. That was the spirit, because he said people are out here stealing stuff, so like that's the spirit right there. So that's the spirit right there, because it's like that's how it's gonna be, it's gonna be the sedition amongst men. People out here are gonna be stealing and spoiling, looking for bread and stuff, with the sword and stuff, man. And the bird came with a very cautious and warning spirit. Because that was the spirit speaking through that man there. So, we're entering, the Lord's preparing us slowly, man, for that day. When all hell really breaks loose. I believe the Lord's preparing us slowly, man. That's why the word says,
Yes, and I need to figure out how to work it. I got it. You just
the word says watch and pray and stuff. So, we ain't gonna be too surprised when Esau comes in like a flood. Not just on us, but also us also talking about, these people, these in these streets. Esau's gonna be flooding these streets now. These EU troops gonna be flooding down these streets. But mainly we use that to warn brothers, remind brothers. Esau, that scripture, Esau's coming into the house, our homes like a flood to get us. come and get us, man. And that's the spirit right here, because on my phone right here, I just saw a chest. They just said chest here on this ad here on my phone. Because you know when you open your phone, you see ads and stuff. It just said chess, added chess. Okay, the Lord's playing chess, man. The Lord's playing chess. Okay, the Lord's waiting on Esau to make his move. Then the Lord's gonna lift up a standard there. Because the Lord's really playing light right now on Esau. He's playing the light. You know, he's not gonna make a huge move yet. So Esau makes the first move. Okay, and that's how you know the Lord's a wise and like an Israelite, man, because like the Lord moves wisely, man. Okay, so you know that's that, man. That's you know the RFID, the microchip, man. The vaccinations first though. That tree in Jeremiah 17 and (7 through 8) there, which is a very short verses there, but no, it's real strong though. And those two verses alone in that chapter are strong, man. Okay, those two verses are very strong there. But yeah, like I was saying, like we are the apple of the Lord's eye. The Lord comes to check our fruit. He's gonna make sure we are watered and good and well, though. That's why it talks about the year of drought. The year of drought, we're approaching the martial law, Jacob's trouble. The Lord's going to look out for us. And this is Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. But first I'm going to get Revelation chapter 2, chapter 3, verse 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation. Which I call the hour of temptation is going to be talking about, you know, the tribulation, man. That tribulation, and that's the spirit. That's spiritual, because that's the spirit, because the hour of temptation, and then you got the hour where Babylon is going to be destroyed in 1 hour. And so that's the hour that brothers really want to see and get to see. That's one of the top things the Most High count as happy. The happiest thing is that a man living to see the fall of his enemy. And that also goes into Psalms, where even David himself, he says, let me see the fall of my enemies, Lord. He says it. Like it says in Terminator, you know, Terminator, there's nothing better than to hear the lamentations of the fall of your enemies, and hear the lamentations of their woman. You know, so you know. Which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. So it's going to come upon the whole earth, man. Jacob's trouble, martial law, and all hell breaking loose, basically. The second Esdras. chapter 15 and verse 14. Woe to the ruler and them that dwell therein. 15. For the sword in their instructions draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. 60. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Verse 17. Shall stand in their power. Keep that in mind. 17. A man shall desire to go into the city and shall not be able. 18. Because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the house shall be destroyed, and the man shall be afraid. So that's why they're not going to be. It says they won't be able to go into another city. That's even talking about now, but you know, even more then, because people are going to be scared and not going to be worried about going into another city. Or they probably would plan to go to one, but they might die. So that's why it says they might not even, they shall not be able to go into a city. Okay, and why? Here, let's keep reading it. Verse 19, a man shall have no pity, because a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. That's one reason. And that also goes back to the love of most growing cold. That's really when the love of most are going to grow cold in Jacob's trouble. Amen. Because a man shall have no pity, that's one reason, upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their house with the sword and spoil their goods, because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So a man shall have no pity. That's one reason why all hell will break loose, because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. That tribulation is talking about the hour of temptation, that day of battle, or also known as that Jacob's trouble, man. That war against the Lord's pilgrims also. As I called that new name. The prophecy of the war against the Lord's pilgrims, basically. That prophecy coming to fruition, man. The end being manifested. The end being manifesting and stuff, man. Okay, because the Bible is the Lord's manifesto, basically, dude. Which a manifesto is basically something, book written by some ruler, some king, who has his laws and written, you know, and he plans to bring ahead. Like those, you know. Like the kingdom, this kingdom being brought down, the true kingdom coming. That's something brothers want. These nice Edomite women over here, you know. Sovereignty on Israel, you know, on our nation. 15 and 5, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. 4, verse 5, behold, saith the Lord, are being placed upon the road, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. That's what's coming, man, and that's what we're seeing right now. That's what prophecy we're living in right now. These plagues coming, all this crazy stuff happening. Rumors of wars, which we've been hearing a lot about on the news lately. Like I said, U.S. upgrading their weapons and all that, because they're preparing for war. They know war, they're preparing for war, and they know that, you know, sooner or later, they're gonna have to go up against China. This COVID on the news also talks about how bad it is, talks about how bad it's gonna be, and how the new article even read how people are being skeptical of it. So even Esau, Edom, he knows that it's gonna be hard to bring in this vaccination, and there's already people who are going up against it. So that's also why Esau's really gonna have to, start gathering people up. Okay, he's gonna be like, hey, it's because they don't want the vaccination. They're gonna have to get we're gonna have to send people to catch them by force because we don't want to spread out this COVID. It's getting bad. Okay, there's talks about them even getting paid. They also might even get paid because Esau really wants to bring in them to take this vaccination. So they might just get paid also. Paid $1,000 a piece for it and stuff. And then they might even say it. And get also your RFID microchip while you're at it. And you'll get some free discounts. 50% off your next purchase in malls and shit. And that's gonna get a lot of jakes, but also that a lot of people also are gonna resist at the same time, because the Lord works with equal balance, So there's also gonna be a huge number also that's gonna resist. Just be how some of it works out too. And for all this homelessness, a lot of brothers are gonna go homeless also. But unfortunately, so like they might even say, hey, we got shelters and camps out here. Come in here and we'll take care of you. And that's gonna lead into this lead them to the FEMA camps basically.
Take drugs, do your homie close the
Yeah, it's gonna slowly but surely progress though, man. Okay. And even with these vaccinations, they say, hey, they got gels in them, nano gels in them. Which is gonna help with the, when they take the RFID also. Okay, brother made a video where they were going in testing, they were catching that test with the ear snot and shit. Okay, and that stuff was messing them up, man. Okay, also with this famine, with the second wave hitting. Okay, now Esau's really he's making this up as he goes along with it, but he's doing it very, very crafty, man, in a crafty way though. So that's also where people ain't seeing this, because if the spirit ain't dealing with you, man, this is a real strong illusion. This is gonna be a real strong illusion to you. But some people have kind of a little kind of knowledge and sense, That's why a lot of people are going to resist this RFID microchip. Okay, and stuff, man. But yeah, with the second wave, they said the grocery stores are basically running out now. So yeah, man. That's one thing that's coming here.